I'm doing an experiment with video on Instagram, and so I thought instead of using the thing that I was going to do tomorrow, I'd try it on my lunch today. I am making fried shrimp because I'm highly suggestible, and I follow Duke's Mayonnaise on Instagram, and they had a really good looking shrimp po' boy on there this morning. I had some shrimp in my freezer. They really needed to get used, and I also had some good remoulade from South Carolina that I wanted to have with it. So since the shrimp were in the freezer this morning, I put them in water to defrost them, and that's because in water they defrost faster because water has a high specific heat, meaning that it can hold a lot of energy, and so things always defrost faster in water. The problem is that water and oil don't mix, so if you're frying them, you have to make sure that they're defrosted, and then you can pat them dry with paper towels. Now you can see that I am still operating with my China barrel kitchen island, which is annoying, but it's also helpful because I can put things on it. So while the oil heats up, we're gonna put our shrimp batter together. It's really easy. It's ridiculously easy. You basically take an egg or two, depending on how many shrimp you have, and I'm not usually a mise en place kind of cooker, but you know, for this we have to go a little faster. So just use a fork and get it good and mixed up like you would do for scrambled eggs. And one of the things that I like to use for frying is I use self-rising flour, which is the softer wheat, but it also has baking powder in it, so it rises a little bit. And we are also going to use some Old Bay, which I'm going to have to figure out which of these holes is the spoon hole. And you know, a lot of times when I'm frying things, I use more spices than I would normally because a lot of it just ends up left in the flour. So you can go ahead and use like a good tablespoon or two in here. It's not going to make it too spicy. Spicy's okay too though, right? I don't know if you guys can see my paint swatches up. We're going to be getting that done soon too. Sorry, I'm trying to open the flour here. So, some good self-rising flour. Now the one thing about the self-rising flour being softer, it's biscuit flour. It's like White Lily. I use the King Arthur. But the thing about that is that it's softer, so it is a little finer, and it kind of goes up in the air like cocoa powder, or like those old powder puffs that Grandma used to use, right? So here we are, we have our shrimp in this kind of slurry here, and you want it to be pretty good and thick because you don't want it to fall off of the shrimp in the oil. And that is a trick I learned from one of those good old church cookbooks, which you know I love too. So I always take a little a test. You know, you can do like the little bit of dough, like they say sometimes, just to check and see if the oil's hot enough, because I don't really have a good candy thermometer anymore. It broke when I moved. So I'm just going to throw a shrimp in here and see what happens. And remember too, if you add them all at once, it will definitely lower the temperature of your oil, so you don't want to do everything at once either. And you know, something I did not do was get out a plate or a bowl with paper towels in it, so I'm going to grab that really quickly. Luckily, I have a pie plate right here. And you also want a good skimmer. I use one of these. It's a Chinese skimmer. I got it in San Francisco at a Chinese restaurant supply store. They have them in all kinds of different sizes. I actually have two. And they're really great for stuff like this. It has a good little bowl handle on it. I'm going to use the smaller one, and you can use it too to move stuff around and turn it over. There we go, that's good and hot. I'm going to put the rest in here. Oops. I tried it. You can use your skimmer too to separate the shrimp out. I'm filming. Hi, Philip. Philip says hi. You see the dog in the background too. We have a snow day today, which is why I'm doing this instead of other work. But it doesn't take shrimp very long to cook at all. So you just kind of want to move them around a little bit and watch them, and they'll be done in a minute. I do not have po' boy bread, and since we have a snow day and we're doing Zoom school, I'm not going to go to the grocery store and get it. And I might just eat these straight with the remoulade. Nobody else is going to eat it, it's just me. They're going to want peanut butter and jelly. I'll just to sit here and watch these. And one of the things, you know, frozen shrimp are kind of nice because a lot of times that's the only way you can get really small ones. I like the small ones for things like sandwiches and snacks and salads. And a lot of times the fresh ones, the only ones you can get are big. You know, whatever you can keep in the freezer is helpful. Now see, I put about half the shrimp in, and they're still going. There's Winston waiting to see if he can get some shrimp. I'm sorry, this is kind of taking a minute. Now you can see this nice crust on it, and that's what they should look like when they're finished. So I'm going to turn this off now. Thank you for your patience with my new technology platform. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.